Sixteen Ramos with Innovators Journey. We're fortunate to feature the most cutting edge entrepreneurs, creatives, and business leaders on this show. Today's guest is someone who brings real world grit to the green transition. Tanis Marquette is the Director of Sustainability Advisory Services at TRC and President of Sapphire LLC. With a career that began in occupational health and safety, she's now guiding organizations across industries through complex and often messy business of building a more sustainable future. Tanis, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, you've had an interesting journey from occupational health and safety to sustainability leadership. What unique challenges do you face as Director of Sustainability Advisory Services at TRC when implementing sustainability practices across both consulting and operations aspects of the business?
Actually, having had a career where I worked in health and safety as a professional, and then moving into sustainability leadership as a leader in manufacturing prior to coming to consulting gave me an opportunity to work with various different functions within an organization. And then coming into consulting, bringing that opportunity to face real world challenges and work with different teams to solve them from their perspective gave me the opportunity to see sustainability through their lens, which then gives me the insights to work with clients to bring real world solutions and perspectives to their challenges so that they can see success in their own vision and clear those hurdles with them as a trusted partner. An example of that would be being able to see the frameworks that companies are often asked to comply with and provide information for, both from the frameworks perspective on what they're trying to achieve in sustainability performance, but also from the company's perspective and trying to amass the numerous amounts of indicators and information items that they have to put together for those frameworks and all the different departments and functions that have to collaborate together to get that information from both the inside of the organization and looking from the outside and working from the bottom of the organization through to the leadership to make all of that happen collaboratively together. And so really that opportunity to work within manufacturing, within corporations, and bringing that experience to consulting has really given me that opportunity to share perspectives with clients from both sides of my experiences and both sides of my career.
Wonderful. Now, in some of the presentations that you've done, you've mentioned that sustainability gets done by practitioners in the field. Can you share a specific example of this bottom-up approach, creating meaningful change?
Absolutely. Our leadership is responsible for really setting the pace, for really defining the vision for an organization. But that vision doesn't happen solely from leadership. It has to also happen from the top down and the bottom up. And what we have is champions out in the organization, and we have to find those nuggets, those champions, and work with the champions to execute the strategy. And those people are often people that don't have leadership in their title, and working with them to then execute the initiatives to bring their passion to those strategies to make them happen in real time. An example of that was working across teams to bring an energy summit together, 70 people from across the organization at various different levels of the organization, bringing them together to share ideas, to bring their projects, to bring their challenges, to share how they overcame those hurdles to execute those initiatives. And in doing so, they shared how they overcame the challenges to be successful. So having that top-down vision, but that bottom-up solution brings them both together to be successful.
That's fascinating. Now, TRC emphasizes partnering with clients and being their trusted advisor in shaping sustainability priorities. How do you balance what your clients want with what's needed for long-term environmental responsibility?
TRC is all about adaptability. And working with clients, we ensure that we are working to increase their ability to do what's good for the environment, because doing what's good for the environment is also what's good for business. And so as we work with them, we deliver sustainability return on investment while also understanding the level of effort both for our teams and for their teams. And so we are striving to always increase value add for the client. And in doing so, we are delivering on not only their strategy, but we're driving competitive advantage and long-term value for the organization. And when we're doing that, because we're doing a focused effort on their business strategy, what's good for the environment, what's good for business, that in itself, through concentric circles, drives value, long-term value for themselves, their stakeholders, and ultimately the communities around them.
Incredible. Now, you work with a wide range of industries. What's the biggest misconception businesses have about implementing sustainable practices?
Oftentimes, organizations may not necessarily have the resources or the sophistication to talk about their sustainability journey. And so, just
Mm.
because a company isn't talking about it publicly doesn't necessarily mean they're not doing sustainability. And so, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. The other piece about sustainability that I think oftentimes gets missed is that sustainability, in my mind, is really about curiosity. It's about trying to understand not only your piece about sustainability or sustainability from your perspective, it's really about understanding all the pieces and how they come together. It's about the interconnectivity. And so if you think about my career across health, safety, and sustainability, it's about that interconnectivity and how it all comes together to drive value and long-term success, both for the organizations that I get to work with every day, but really driving for a better place to work, to play, and to live. It's about a better, more sustainable environment and a better earth for all of us. And really, that's what I did with my co-author, Kathy Seabrook, and I. We wrote a book all about health, safety, and sustainability. And it's about connecting the dots. And really, that's what it is. It's connecting the dots between health, safety, and sustainability.
I love that. Now, if someone wants to learn more about your work or connect with your team at TRC, what's the best way to get in touch?
Absolutely. You can go to trccompanies.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, or please feel free to email me at the addresses listed below.
Wonderful. Well, Tanis, thank you so much for joining us and for showing us how sustainability really takes root through action, not just aspiration.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Once again, I'm Sixteen Ramos, and this has been Innovators Journey, where we shine a light on the thinkers and doers reshaping the world. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.